The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, April 29, reveals that Phyllis Summers will break down after losing her job, and Sally Spectro will be ready to steal her rival's spot. At the GCAC, Phyllis will be waiting for Daniel Romalotti Jr. when she spots Billy Abbott and asks him to join her. Billy will cave in and sit at Phyllis' table, but it'll quickly become apparent that she isn't going to let go of the whole Daniel issue. After Billy admits Phyllis has left him no choice, he'll insist she's out of Abbott communications. Phyllis will be stunned over Billy firing her and will eventually start pleading for another chance, but his mind will be made up. At Crimson Lights, Daniel will acknowledge that he's avoiding Phyllis as he talks to Tessa Porter about their guitar lessons and taking positive steps forward in his life. During a phone call with Phyllis, she'll admit to Daniel that Billy just fired her. Daniel will want to talk Billy out of it, though he'll also clarify that Phyllis needs to let him figure out his own path. At one point, Daniel will mention a friend who understands where his head is at, but he won't mention who it is. Once Maria Copeland returns from a Cassidy First business trip, she'll reunite with a thrilled Tessa. Maria will mention that she stopped by to give Area Porter Copeland a hug like the world was ending, and wanted to give Tessa one too. Although Tessa will sense that something's bothering her, Maria will claim she just missed Tessa and that she's glad to be home. After Maria heads to the office in a hurry, Tessa will be alone when Phyllis pops up. Phyllis will notice Daniel left his jacket behind and will realize Tessa is the person who's supporting him, so she'll hope Tessa can help save her son. Once Phyllis makes her way to the park, she'll seem like she's having a bit of a panic attack as she breaks down over Daniel and losing her Abbott Communications gig. Next on Tuesday's I&R episode, Daniel will find Billy at the athletic club and confront him over firing Phyllis. Despite Daniel's attempt to save Phyllis' job, Billy will insist that his decision is final. While out for a run, Sally will bump into Audra Charles, so she'll end up cracking a joke about Holden Novak that rubs Audra the wrong way. Sally will apologize before Audra explains Lily Winter's accusations about Holden and what she's holding back. Although Sally will offer to serve as Audra's confidant about her true past with Holden, Audra will want to talk about Billy and Phyllis instead. Sally will offer updates on the ultimatum Billy gave Phyllis, though she'll wish he'd just outright fired her. Audra will give Sally another push to play dirty, but that just won't be Sally's style. After Sally mentions that Billy offered to partner with her at Abbott Communications, Audra will push Sally to see all the perks and go for it. Later, Sally will find Billy at the GCAC and admit she's been doing some soul searching. When Billy wonders what this is about, Sally will admit it's about them and Abbott Communications. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Victor Newman is set to take action against Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman for their cohabitation choice. Upon learning about the rapid pace of Claire's relationship, Victor will issue some pressing new directives to Audra Charles. From April 28 to May 2, Kyle will encourage Claire to think about temporarily moving into the Abbott mansion. Despite both initially agreeing to discard the idea of living there, Kyle will attempt to promote it as a short-term solution while they search for their own place. However, Claire isn't quite ready to cohabit just yet. The process of hunting for an apartment will allow Claire some space before making any big commitments, which Victor is surely going to disapprove of. Claire will help Kyle realize that staying on the same property as Jack Abbott would drive Victor up the wall. Claire knows that making a bad situation worse is not an option, so she's hesitant to share her plans with Victor. However, she can't keep it from him forever. Determined to assert herself and her desires, Claire understands the importance of communicating her intentions to Victor. With Victoria Newman, Cole Howard, and Nikki Newman already aware of Claire and Kyle's decision to move in together, it's nearly time for Victor to be informed as well. Fortunately, Claire may receive some support in delivering the news to Victor, as L&R spoilers indicate that Nikki will step in to help Kyle and Claire navigate this conversation. Nikki might inform Victor about Claire choosing to live with Kyle. She could try to convince him to accept Claire's independence. Even though Claire won't be staying at the Abbott mansion, Victor will still worry. He will likely become very angry and prepare to take action. Victor will blame Kyle for influencing Claire's decision and will push Audra to break them up quickly. Soon, he will pressure Audra to escalate her breakup plan. Audra will need to focus and act fast. Victor might offer her a better deal if she completes the task quickly, threatening to end their agreement if she fails. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Sally&Chelsea Lawson's feud is about to erupt. It looks like a fierce rivalry is brewing, so let's discuss what's ahead for Chelsea and Sally as they make some bold career moves. L&R fans will recall that Adam Newman cheated on Sally with Chelsea in Baltimore. That led to Adam lying to Sally's face as he tried to cover up his betrayal, but the truth eventually came out. Sally ultimately realized that Adam and Chelsea belonged together, so it wasn't that much of a surprise when the former flames reunited. Even so, there's still some lingering tension and awkwardness, despite Sally wishing Chelsea and Adam the best. Of course, Sally has moved on with Billy Abbott, who's always going to hate Adam and clash with him. Chelsea and Sally are dating men who are forever going to be enemies. So that could be a problem, especially considering the storyline that's coming up. Adam asked Chelsea to partner up with him at Newman Media, so it looks like she's about to cave in and join him there. Based on the April 29 episode, it appears Sally is also ready to ditch her fashion career and join Billy at Abbott Communications. In other words, we could be gearing up for quite the media company showdown since Chelsea and Adam will be going up against Sally and Billy. Billy and Adam's feud may spill over to Sally and Chelsea as this rivalry drives the drama for a while. Victor Newman will push Adam to make some dirty power plays in the coming episodes, so Adam may launch something that instigates the first round of chaos. Even if Chelsea has some initial reservations about getting down in the mud, she may change her mind if Billy gets down in the mud too. Likewise, Sally may see that Billy's going to lose unless he sinks to Adam's level. Maybe Billy will bring Sally around to his way of thinking and make some predictions about playing dirty being the only way to win. Regardless, the Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Sally and Chelsea's feud will erupt in the midst of the media company face-off, so stick with us for updates on any bad news to come. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that a script leak has revealed a romantic blow-up, so one couple may be doomed. Let's talk about a recent social media post and what it means for the future of one sizzling Y&R duo. In an Instagram story, Zulika Silver posted a pic to show that she was reading Crime and Punishment before sharing some of her thoughts on it. However, fans couldn't help but notice the Y&R script that was underneath it. Silver offered her followers a little glimpse of what's coming thanks to a line of dialogue that was at the top of the page. It looks like Audra says something about when we blew up romantically, before she's cut off by another character during the conversation. That's an intriguing hint to ponder, so let's consider the options here. Audra is already making some big mistakes on screen that could derail her relationship with Nate Hastings, so they may indeed be on the verge of a romantic blow-up. Since Audra is holding back when it comes to her history with Holden Novak and targeting Kyle Abbott's romance with Claire Newman for Victor Newman, there are multiple ways to ruin things with Nate. With all that in mind, it's possible Audra is referring to her relationship with Nate in this script. Audra might be talking to Nate or even someone else about their romance crashing and burning. On the other hand, it's also possible Audra is referring to her past with Holden in this line of dialogue. Perhaps Audra is finally getting honest about her connection with Holden being a deeper romance that blew up rather than a simple fling that meant nothing. In that case, it could still lead to a blow-up with Nate, since Audra swore that she told him everything. Nate is under the impression that Audra went on a handful of dates with Holden, and that was that, so finding out she downplayed things is going to infuriate him. Between that and all the Victor-related drama that's brewing, there's definitely the potential for Nate and Audra's relationship to end in disaster. Audra's predictions about their future together could go up in smoke before long. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Nate and Audra could have some breakup news ahead of them, so stick with us for updates on what's coming up for these two. On April 29, 2005, Daytime lost, if not its greatest talent, certainly one of them. Few and far between are the soap writers who know as well as the late, great William J. Bell did how to get an audience's attention and keep it. He was a master of provocation and titillation, innovation and inspiration, a puppeteer from whose strings hung our emotions. They don't make him like him anymore, and daytime television is all the poorer for it. Bell made stars of countless actors, among them Susan Flannery, Eric Braeden, and Catherine Kelly Lang. Credit: NBC/courtesy of the Everett Collection, CBS/courtesy of the Everett Collection, CBS More. Young and Restless Best Characters, ranked PHOTOs. The former ad man began his soap career learning from the best, Guiding Light, and As the World Turns creator Erna Phillips, with whom he worked at both of those shows, and in 1965, created a primetime spin-off of the latter. Only a year later, his reputation for spinning gold from his typewriter was beginning to precede him. Bell was recruited by Days of Our Lives to make watching the struggling new soap feel less like staring at sand dropping in an hourglass. How successful was the rising star? So successful that in 1972, when he made plans to quit so he could run his own show, The Innocent Years, which was ultimately rechristened The Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives sued to keep him penning its long-term story. When The Young and the Restless debuted in 1973, it wasn't an out-of-the-gate smash. Bell is said to have become so frustrated that he asked to pull the plug early on. But CBS believed in the soap, and in Bell, and in the end, the network's faith paid off. Since 1988, the show has been atop the Nielsen ratings. Even before Young and Restless became the juggernaut that it did, CBS wanted more from Bell. So when the network removed Capital from the map in 1987, it turned to its resident Midas for a replacement, and got The Bold and the Beautiful, aka the most watched soap in the world. Bell celebrated the 30th anniversary of Young and Restless with Phyllis, Paul, and Drusilla's portrayers, Michelle Stafford, Doug Davidson, and Victoria Rowell. Credit: Jessa Grant/JPI Moore. Tribute to soap icon who excelled at bitchcraft in a way, Bell will live forever in the indelible memories that he put in all our heads of Days of Our Lives' controversial Bill/Laura/Mickey triangle, of Young and Restless' infamous Lauren/Sheila feud, of Bold and Beautiful's original Sally Spectra, a role he created specifically for the late Darlene Conley. But sadly, the wordsmith's time on Earth came to an end on April 29, 2005, when he passed away at age 78 from complications from Alzheimer's disease. On this occasion, however, let's not dwell on goodbyes that we never wanted to say. Let's instead flash back to better days via the photo gallery below, which revisits highlights of Young and Restless' entire run. Get ready for a week packed with excitement. The Young and the Restless comings and goings promise major shakeups. Some familiar faces are set to return, stirring up drama, family tension, and maybe even a few heartwarming moments. Let's dive into who's stepping back into the spotlight this week in Genoa City. One of the biggest returns this week is J. Eddie Peck, reprising his role as Cole Howard. Cole made a splash when he returned recently, and now he's back on our screens on Wednesday, April 30. Expect to see him cross paths with Victoria Newman, his former wife and current love interest. Their connection still simmers beneath the surface, and viewers can expect some powerful and emotional scenes ahead. Will Victoria and Cole pick up where they left off, or are new complications about to arise? As Cole reconnects with old flames, a younger face also returns to stir hearts. Judah Mackey brings Connor Newman back into the mix on April 30, just as his TV parents, Chelsea and Adam, rebuild their bond. Connor's return could strengthen their family ties or open old wounds they thought had healed. With emotions running high, Connor's scenes are bound to tug at the audience's heartstrings and may even hint at future trouble. The week ends with even more sweetness as another young star returns to Genoa City. Redding Munsell reprises his role as Harrison Abbott on Friday, May 2, and fans couldn't be more thrilled. Harrison's appearance will impact Kyle, Summer, and Diane, adding a fresh layer of warmth and perhaps tension to the Abbott family dynamic. As Harrison's innocent charm lights up the screen, deeper family matters could bubble beneath the surface. With Cole's emotional reunion, Connor's return to family drama, and Harrison's adorable homecoming, this week feels supercharged. The Young and the Restless comings and goings promise to deliver both touching family moments and brewing drama. It's a reminder that in Genoa City, old ties are never really broken. They're just waiting for the right moment to spark again. In a recent dramatic arc of The Young and the Restless, a web of deceit unravels within the Abbott family, exposing Claire's true motives and leaving Kyle emotionally devastated. Having gained access to the Abbott mansion under the guise of affection for Kyle, Claire manages to win over much of the household, except Diane, whose instincts remain sharply attuned to deception. Diane's suspicions grow stronger as subtle inconsistencies in Claire's behavior surface. Her insistence on accessing specific areas of the house and unusual interactions with select individuals only deepen Diane's concern. Determined to protect her family, Diane takes surveillance into her own hands, culminating in a critical breach of privacy when she accesses Claire's phone while her guard is down. What Diane discovers is alarming. A covert alliance between Claire and Victor Newman, revealed through a series of chilling messages. Victor had tasked Claire with stealing sensitive documents from Jack Abbott's office and, if necessary, eliminating him to ensure the plan's success. This revelation confirms Claire's entire relationship with Kyle was a calculated ruse. With this knowledge, Diane faces a painful choice: whether to reveal the truth to Kyle or shield him a bit longer to spare his heart. Eventually, she confronts Claire directly. The confrontation is intense, with Diane laying out all the evidence. Claire denies the allegations, but her defense collapses under the weight of the proof. Kyle is shattered upon learning of Claire's betrayal. Struggling to reconcile his feelings with the harsh truth, he begins questioning his ability to trust and his own judgment. The aftermath leaves the Abbott family reeling, emotionally fractured, and forced to reckon with the long-term implications of Claire's infiltration. Meanwhile, Claire is left isolated. Her ties with Victor have cost her everything, including the man she pretended to love. Whether redemption is possible for her remains uncertain, but the damage she inflicted will have lasting consequences. Elsewhere in Genoa City, corporate tensions brew. A seemingly casual encounter between Sally Spectra and Audra Charles escalates when a joke about Holden Novak hits a nerve. Audra's defensive reaction reveals deeper concerns, particularly surrounding recent accusations against Holden, which she believes are fueled by Lily Winter's suspicions. The interaction hints at a potential alliance between Sally and Audra, with Sally offering herself as a confidant. However, Audra swiftly redirects the conversation to her scrutiny of Billy Abbott's relationship with Phyllis. She encourages Sally to consider leveraging her position and align with Billy in the high-stakes corporate environment. Though intrigued, Sally remains hesitant. She values her professional integrity and is wary of the emotional entanglements that might come with joining forces with Billy. Despite this, Audra underscores the strategic advantage Sally could gain from the partnership, planting seeds of consideration. Sally eventually meets with Billy at GCAC, openly discussing her internal conflict. Billy reiterates the benefits of their collaboration, emphasizing her potential impact at Abbott Communications. As the episode concludes, Sally stands at a pivotal crossroads, torn between ambition and personal ethics. The events of this episode set the stage for future turbulence in Genoa City. From Claire's betrayal threatening the Abbott legacy to Sally's looming decision in the corporate world, The Young and the Restless continues to deliver high-stakes drama and emotional complexity. On The Young and the Restless, loyal alliances are beginning to crack. In recent episodes, Michael Baldwin has struggled deeply. Long known as Victor Newman's trusted ally, Michael is questioning his loyalty. Fans are buzzing with excitement about what could happen next. Michael has been a good boy for decades, but The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that cracks are forming. His heated arguments with Victor have left many wondering, is Michael about to snap? This tension was most obvious during the recent courtroom showdown. Michael seemed seconds away from a meltdown. Viewers noticed his hands shaking, his voice rising. Could this be the start of a dark new chapter? Reddit fans have lit up with speculation. One fan shared, "Maybe it's just me, but I'm ready for Michael to skate around his dark side." Another excitedly posted, "Bad Michael was so fun." Many longtime viewers remember when Michael was ruthless. Before he reformed, he was a legal shark with zero boundaries. It's been a long time since we've seen that edge. But if Victor keeps pushing, fans believe Michael could unleash it once again. Some fans even hope for an epic battle between Michael and Victor. "It would be fun to see him take Victor down," one wrote. Another commented, "I want him to take Victor down badly." Michael looked like he was going to have a heart attack arguing with Vic. Victor's rage has reached alarming levels lately. His control is slipping. In a world where Victor usually wins, Michael's rebellion could lead to shocking fallout. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest major drama ahead. If Michael turns against Victor, Genoa City could explode. Michael knows all of Victor's secrets. He has the skills and insider knowledge to destroy him. With Victor more unstable than ever, the timing could be perfect. Many viewers think this slow build is intentional. "I think it's in the works," a Reddit user said. Who could take that much of Victor's rage? Fans noted how anxious Victor's latest outbursts made them feel. Even seasoned viewers felt the tension jump off the screen. Could that intense pressure push Michael into action? One thing is certain, The Young and the Restless is setting the stage for something explosive. As The Young and the Restless spoilers tease major changes, all eyes are on Michael Baldwin. If he taps into his old dark side, the soap could deliver one of its most thrilling storylines yet. Stay tuned to see if Michael becomes the unexpected villain fans are secretly rooting for. For more updates, spoilers, and juicy predictions, keep reading Soap Opera Daily. Don't forget to bookmark us for all your I and R news. Someone issues an ultimatum as another plays nice, and a character gives their little brother a vote of confidence. What should fans expect from Monday's episode? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, April 28 hint that Victor Newman will issue an ultimatum to Michael Baldwin. This may have to do with the plant at Gebot, as Jack Abbott and Kyle Abbott have paid the mole to play a double agent. Victor may sense something is off, and he might blame Michael for it. After all, his lawyer is the one who organized the Gebot plant. So how will Michael react to Victor's ultimatum? Must read. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Audra's obsession threatens love. Claire's vulnerability exposed across town. Lily Winters will play nice with Holden Novak. Is Lily playing nice to avoid confrontation, or is she trying to gather intel about Damian Kane and Aristotle Dumas? Lily is desperate to learn more about Damian's working relationship with Dumas, so she may turn on the charm to get more information. but can Holden offer any valuable info? Lastly, the Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday indicate that Jack will give Billy Abbott a vote of confidence. Billy could definitely use someone in his corner, right about now. He's gotten a little flack from Sally&Chelseas and his right-hand woman at Abbott Communications, Phyllis Summers, about his partnership with Aristotle Dumas. As such, it'll be nice for his older brother to show him some support, to let him know there's someone out there who believes in his business instincts. Still, is Billy making a mistake by aligning with Dumas? Fans will have to wait and see. Are you excited about Monday's show? Drop a comment below. Catch CBS Soap Daily to see what happens next, and visit SOS often for the best Young and the Restless updates, news, and spoilers. In a recent emotionally charged episode of The Young and the Restless, longtime character Phyllis Summers reaches a crisis point following a chain of personal and professional setbacks that culminate in a life-threatening car accident. Viewers are taken through a harrowing narrative as Phyllis's downward spiral, catalyzed by job loss and broken relationships, ends in a devastating crash that sends shockwaves through Genoa City. The storyline begins with Phyllis receiving termination from Abbott Communications, a major blow both to her career and sense of self-worth. The dismissal, delivered by Billy Abbott, severs one of the few remaining threads of stability in her life. The psychological toll of the job loss is compounded by increasingly strained family dynamics, particularly with her son, Daniel, who expresses emotional distance and frustration rather than support. Overwhelmed by personal failures and feelings of betrayal, Phyllis leaves the office and is soon involved in a catastrophic car accident. Exhausted and mentally fragile, she loses control at a crossroads. Her vehicle is struck by another, crashes into a utility pole, and bursts into flames. The accident is witnessed by bystanders and leaves Phyllis in critical condition, unconscious and severely injured. Daniel, upon learning of the incident, rushes to the scene and is emotionally shattered at the sight of his unconscious mother. The distress pushes him into a state of panic and despair, underscoring the emotional complexity of their fractured relationship. Emergency services arrive and Phyllis is transported to the hospital, where she remains in critical condition, further complicating the already tense emotional landscape for Daniel. As Phyllis lies comatose, the storyline shifts between present crisis and the events leading up to the accident. Flashbacks reveal failed attempts at reconciliation with Billy and emotionally distant interactions with Daniel. Despite her efforts to seek solace and support, reaching out even to Tessa for help, Phyllis finds herself repeatedly dismissed and isolated. Her pleas to regain relevance in both her family and professional life go unheard. Meanwhile, other characters are seen maneuvering around the power vacuum left by Phyllis's absence. Sally&Chelseas emerges as a likely successor, eager to capitalize on the opportunity and solidify her position at Abbott Communications. A subplot between Sally and Audra introduces underlying tension, with past secrets and power plays surfacing in their interaction, signaling further turmoil ahead. Daniel's internal conflict becomes a key thematic focus. While he grapples with his mother's actions and failures, he is torn between frustration and a desire to protect her. Although he attempts to intercede with Billy to reinstate Phyllis, his efforts are unsuccessful, leading to an eventual acceptance that not all battles can be won. Despite her physical and emotional deterioration, Phyllis exhibits a fragile yet persistent resilience. Though left with nothing, she is determined not to surrender. Her journey from collapse to potential redemption appears to be the next phase of this evolving arc. This storyline presents a layered exploration of mental health, personal failure, and the complexities of familial and workplace relationships. As Genoa City braces for the ripple effects of Phyllis's collapse, the characters around her face moral, emotional, and strategic decisions that will shape the future dynamics of the series. Conclusion. The episode marks a significant narrative shift for The Young and the Restless, intertwining emotional vulnerability with corporate intrigue. Whether Phyllis survives, and if she does, whether she can rebuild her life, remains to be seen. But for now, her fall has left a lasting impact on those around her, particularly Daniel, who must reconcile his pain with the fading image of the mother he once knew. The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, April 29, reveals that Phyllis Summers will break down after losing her job, and Sally Spectra will be ready to steal her rival's spot. At the GCAC, Phyllis will be waiting for Daniel Romalotti Jr. when she spots Billy Abbott and asks him to join her. Billy will cave in and sit at Phyllis' table, but it'll quickly become apparent that she isn't going to let go of the whole Daniel issue. After Billy admits Phyllis has left him no choice, he'll insist she's out of Abbott communications. Phyllis will be stunned over Billy firing her and will eventually start pleading for another chance, but his mind will be made up. At Crimson Lights, Daniel will acknowledge that he's avoiding Phyllis as he talks to Tessa Porter about their guitar lessons and taking positive steps forward in his life. During a phone call with Phyllis, she'll admit to Daniel that Billy just fired her. Daniel will want to talk Billy out of it, though he'll also clarify that Phyllis needs to let him figure out his own path. At one point, Daniel will mention a friend who understands where his head is at, but he won't mention who it is. Once Maria Copeland returns from a Cassidy First business trip, she'll reunite with a thrilled Tessa. Maria will mention that she stopped by to give area Porter Copeland a hug like the world was ending and wanted to give Tessa one too. Although Tessa will sense that something's bothering her, Maria will claim she just missed Tessa and that she's glad to be home. After Maria heads to the office in a hurry, Tessa will be alone when Phyllis pops up. Phyllis will notice Daniel left his jacket behind and will realize Tessa is the person who's supporting him, so she'll hope Tessa can help save her son. Once Phyllis makes her way to the park, she'll seem like she's having a bit of a panic attack as she breaks down over Daniel and losing her Abbott Communications gig. Next, on Tuesday's I&R episode, Daniel will find Billy at the athletic club and confront him over firing Phyllis. Despite Daniel's attempt to save Phyllis' job, Billy will insist that his decision is final. While out for a run, Sally will bump into Audra Charles, so she'll end up cracking a joke about Holden Novak that rubs Audra the wrong way. Sally will apologize before Audra explains Leslie Winter's accusations about Holden and what she's holding back. Although Sally will offer to serve as Audra's confidant about her true past with Holden, Audra will want to talk about Billy and Phyllis instead. Sally will offer updates on the ultimatum Billy gave Phyllis, though she'll wish he'd just outright fired her. Audra will give Sally another push to play dirty, but that just won't be Sally's style. After Sally mentions that Billy offered to partner with her at Abbott Communications, Audra will push Sally to see all the perks and go for it. Later, Sally will find Billy at the GCAC and admit she's been doing some soul-searching. When Billy wonders what this is about, Sally will admit it's about them and Abbott Communications. The sudden death of Cole Howard has unleashed a series of dramatic developments in The Young and the Restless. Claire was devastated when she received the heartbreaking news of her father's unexpected passing, leaving no time for farewells or preparation. His departure not only shattered Claire, but also deeply affected Victoria and those close to him. Despite a life marked by turbulence, Cole remained guarded about his innermost secrets. His death left behind a will that stunned everyone, particularly Claire and Victoria. This document revealed far more than asset distribution. It uncovered lifelong secrets that Cole had meticulously hidden. The emotional aftermath for Victoria is profound. Her complex and emotional relationship with Cole is now mired in uncertainty and insecurity as she confronts revelations that reshape her understanding of him. The maze of unresolved truths forces Victoria to navigate grief, betrayal, and fear, raising questions about whether she can find resilience amid the turmoil. Cole's persistent illness, initially dismissed as minor, was revealed to be a symptom of a devastating disease. Although Cole sought medical advice, the prognosis remained grim. His quiet acceptance, or resistance, to his fate adds further layers to his story. Upcoming episodes promised shocking disclosures about his condition that will intensify the emotional stakes for the Howard family and those around them. May is set to deliver critical plot twists, as secrets from Cole's past surface. Strained relationships, especially between Claire, Victoria, and the Howard family, are tested to their limits. The audience can expect dramatic confrontations and emotional reckonings as characters grapple with love, loyalty, and painful truths. For Victoria Newman, Cole's death may trigger a pivotal transformation, historically marked by complicated romances, including with figures like Billy Abbott and Victor Newman. Victoria faces the possibility of rekindling old flames or seeking solace in new relationships. As she struggles with grief, questions arise. Will memories of past loves help her heal, or merely serve as an emotional escape? In the wake of Cole's passing, Victoria may turn to Nate Hastings. Nate, a skilled doctor with a history of securing experimental treatments, offers both medical hope and emotional support. Their shared efforts to save Cole could reignite old feelings, drawing them closer amid the emotional chaos. However, even Nate's expertise may not be enough to change the inevitable. Should Cole's condition prove untreatable, Victoria will face unimaginable sorrow. In that aftermath, Nate's presence may become her anchor, offering comfort and companionship during her darkest hours. The evolving relationship between Victoria and Nate hints at a potential emotional rebirth. Although Cole's death is a profound loss, it also represents a chance for new beginnings. As they navigate grief together, Victoria and Nate might find strength in each other, opening the door to a deeper connection. The Young and the Restless spoilers preview for Tuesday, April 29, reveals that bossy Billy Abbott will take control while Tessa Porter gets suspicious. Audra Charles will also warn Sally Spectra as they do some plotting, so here's what Y and our viewers can look forward to. Although Billy has compassion over what Phyllis Summers has been through, he's still got a business to run. Billy doesn't want Phyllis' obsession with Daniel Romalotti Jr.'s employment to get in the way of the company's future. Phyllis faced Billy's ultimatum since he basically warned her to drop this or risk getting kicked out of Abbott Communications. Since Phyllis apparently won't listen and will keep harassing Billy about this, he'll decide enough is enough. Daniel doesn't even want the job, so the fact that Phyllis is still pushing him to be part of the team is ridiculous. Billy doesn't think Daniel should be on board if his heart isn't in it, so he's fed up with all Phyllis pestering. There'll come a point when Billy won't know how else to handle Phyllis, so he'll have to enforce his boss status. It sounds like Billy will urge Phyllis to find work elsewhere and announce that she's fired. Elsewhere, Sally will be there for Audra after her latest face-off with Lily Winters, so Audra will return the favor and pass along some guidance. Audra will plot with Sally on Tuesday's episode and try to convince her that scheming is necessary to get rid of Phyllis. After Audra warns Sally to get bold with her strategy and protect her relationship with Billy, Sally may get updates on some good news. Once Sally learns Billy cut Phyllis loose like she suggested, she may hope her Phyllis problems are solved. Of course, it's never that simple when Phyllis is involved, so more drama could be looming whether Sally likes it or not. Speaking of drama, Maria Copeland may cause some when she keeps quiet about something on Tuesday's show. Tessa will hug Mariah and deal with some suspicions based on her wife's strange demeanor. It's easy to imagine Tessa insisting that Mariah can tell her anything. Tessa might make a prediction about getting through whatever this is together if Maria will just open up. Unfortunately, Maria will keep Tessa in the dark on the truth, at least for now. That could lead to Tessa spilling to Daniel about Mariah's weird behavior and wondering what's really up with her. The Young and the Restless spoilers preview says Maria should know by now that honesty is the best policy, so let's hope she won't.